Breaking down Virginia's new marijuana bill and what it means. Virginia aims to curb illegal cannabis sales through legalization. Summary. Virginia's Senate has progressed towards legalizing and regulating marijuana sales by advancing Bill SB 970, introduced by Sen. Aaron Rouse, D. This bill was approved through a voice vote and is approaching its third and final vote. A similar bill in the House, HB 2485 by Del. Krizek, D., has also passed committee and is pending floor votes. Virginia Senate takes steps toward legalizing marijuana sales. Virginia Senate has moved closer to legalizing and regulating marijuana sales by advancing a bill, SB 970, introduced by Sen. Aaron Rouse, D., approved through a voice vote on Thursday marks a significant step as the bill approaches its third and final floor vote. A similar bill in the House of Delegates, HB 2485 by Del. Krizek, D., has also passed out of committee and awaits floor votes in its chamber. If approved, the legislation allows adults aged 21 and above to legally purchase up to 2.5 ounces of marijuana from state-regulated retailers. Sales rollout is slated to begin as early as May 1, 2026. However, regulators from the Virginia Cannabis Control Authority are authorized to begin issuing business licenses starting September 2024. Key features of the legislation. Purchase limits. The legislation sets a purchase limit of up to 2.5 ounces or an equivalent amount of cannabis products per transaction. This limit is based on research and expert recommendations to balance personal use and public health concerns. Taxation. Cannabis products would be subject to a retail tax of up to 11.625%, and local governments could impose an additional 2.5%. Regulation. The Virginia Cannabis Control Authority, responsible for licensing, sale, and transportation regulations, will handle oversight. Opt-out options for localities. The legislation allows municipalities to prohibit marijuana businesses, but only with voter support. This provision is intended to respect local preferences while ensuring a consistent regulatory framework across the state. Retailer restrictions. Stores must remain 1,000 feet apart and only allow in-person purchases, no delivery or online orders. Equity-focused licensing. The legislation includes a micro-business program that will benefit applicants with past cannabis misdemeanors, military veterans, and those from economically disadvantaged communities. This program is designed to promote equity and diversity in the emerging cannabis industry. Revenue allocation. 60% to support the state's Cannabis Equity Reinvestment Fund. 25% for substance use disorder prevention and treatment programs. 10% aimed at pre-K initiatives for at-risk children. 5% toward health awareness campaigns. Despite this progress, Governor Glenn Youngkin, R., is expected to veto the legislation if passed, maintaining his stance from last year. Advocates, however, emphasize the importance of lawmakers advancing the bill to establish a foundation for future governors potentially more favorable to cannabis legalization. Virginia already permits marijuana possession, use, and home cultivation, as initiated by a 2021 Democratic-led measure. However, efforts to establish a proper regulatory framework have been consistently blocked by Republican leadership, leading to an estimated $3 billion illegal market. Sen. Rouse clarified, this bill is not about partisan politics. It's a bipartisan effort to mitigate the illicit market while generating revenue for the state and localities. This emphasis on bipartisan support should reassure the audience about the bill's potential impact. Challenges and penalties. The legislation introduces specific penalties to discourage illegal activities. Knowingly providing marijuana to individuals under 21 would be a Class 1 misdemeanor. Gray market gifting practices, where unlicensed cannabis is disguised as part of other transactions, would be penalized. Cultivation outside the approved guidelines would face a Class 6 felony. Lawmakers and stakeholders view legal sales as necessary to curb the illegal market and establish a fair, regulated system. Advocates remain hopeful for policy advancements, even if further engagement is required under future leadership.